Eileo guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right before we begin though, I just want to say thank you to everyone that responded from the community post of voting of which Astromon's review will be done first. Obviously we have Cupid here, next up will be Squirrus, and then after that the sky is the limit. But thank you guys so much for responding. That's a really good way of me like gauging what type of videos you guys want to see next, so hopefully I can utilize that in the future. But let's go ahead and give our boy Cupid, who recently just got his super evolution, a go. Alright, so I'm going to start off here with the dark one instead of doing the fire one, just to, change things up a little bit. But obviously we have Dark Cupid here. He's a tank type. He's coming in with 41k HP, 1.8k attack, and then 2.3k defense. And I mentioned the super evolution, so I would definitely try and keep that in mind as I go through this. But obviously there's, I think, roughly like a 10% stat increase. So with his super evolution, he's going to gain, I think, about 4k HP, which is pretty meaty because he's already an HP aggressor, and then he also has his HP base shield. And let's take a look at his skills real quick. For his 3-star skill, he has HP aggression, which means, especially if you're a newer player, please read the skills because attack power becomes proportional to own max HP. Okay, HP aggression, HP, the more HP that he has, the more damage he's going to do. Then for his 5-star skill, he has shield, which grants a shield to allies proportional to own max HP for 3 turns. Shield is based on HP. He's an HP aggressor. You should automatically be thinking, okay, I'm going to build him triple recovery. Kidding. You should automatically be thinking, okay, I'm going to build him full HP because not only does his 3-star skill scale off his HP, but his 5-star skill scales off his HP. And according to his stat distribution, all that he pretty much has is HP, so I'm going to build him with HP. Hopefully you have that kind of mindset, especially if you're a newer player, just by reading the skill. Like, it's simple. But anyways, for his HP aggression, he gets a 20% damage boost. He's not really there for damage, I can tell you that already. And then for his shield, he gets the recovery up boost by 20%, which makes it more potent with the heals of it. It does not affect the shield because his shield is affected directly by his HP, but it just helps him heal more once it goes up. So, I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell here. With the super evolution though, with that boost in HP, that does make him a little bit more tanky, which makes him possibly a bit more annoying. His HP aggression should do slightly more damage than his shield. I'm not sure if there's like a hard cap on the HP shield like there is for the leveling shield or like the level 60 shield, but maybe one of you guys can clarify. But I think it's a fine upgrade. Like if he was already annoying before, he's going to be annoying even with a super evolution, so it's definitely not a downgrade if you have a Dark Cupid that you use in PvP, depending on your composition, and get him super evo'd for that lovely cussing effect. Alright, moving on next though, we have Light Cupid, who's a defender type. He's coming in with 29k HP, 2k attack, and then 3.3k defense. He's a defender, meaning he should have plenty of defense, and his defense stat as an at 4 is acceptable. Recovery doesn't really matter because he's obviously a defender. But let's go over here and take a look at his skills, which I was thinking about hitting that one, but I didn't. So for his 3-star skill, he has defense aggression, and then for his 5-star skill, he has zeal. Once again, same thing can be applied here with Dark Cupid as Light Cupid. Okay, he's a defense aggressor. He's a defender. Maybe I should make sure he has a whole bunch of defense, because if he has literally no defense or base defense, his 3-star skill just doesn't exist. Meaning, you're not going to get like superb damage out of him, but you're going to get some damage out of him. So you might as well just take anything that you can get and boost his damage up. Like, come on, you guys, come on. And then Zeal is super great because once it goes up, your allies, as it reads for the next 3 turns, gets a large amount of SP restored to them. If you pair this up with different Astromon that can do a shield, for example, then in terms of PvP, like, this is an easy auto team. Easy auto team. Like, I use my Light Hana and my Light Cupid together. Easy auto team, dude. Make sure to just have like one mono element, so all light mons. I don't win everything, but I do win a lot, and it's not hilarious because it makes sense, but that's how useful he is if he's paired with something. If he's not paired with anything, obviously he's kind of weird champ, but that's up to you to decide how you're going to use him. Taking a look at his books though, this is the thing, at least in my opinion, that kind of makes him superior than Dark Hana. Dark Hana is a dark type, but her books are a little bit weak in this department because his defense aggression, as you guys can see right here, gets like a whopping 40% damage increase. That is massive. I think Dark Hana's aggression only gets like 20%. 40%, dude. Huge. And then Zill gets, what is that, 40% up recovery as well? Extremely, extremely potent. And plus, I mean, with him being light type, obviously he doesn't benefit from an additional crit damage, but it's easier to max his crit out because he's a light type. And I think he's overall probably, at least in my opinion at this point, the best Cupid to have. Dark Cupid for a while was like, oh my goodness, dude, I have a Dark Cupid, like I can no longer die. And I mean, to an extent, that is still possible, and Dark Cupid is still relevant, but Light Cupid is just, paired up with the right mons, dude, he is just disgusting. So his super evolution, obviously I'm implying here, if you have any of the Cupids and you want a super evo 1, at least in my opinion, it'd be this guy. Moving on, next though, we have Wood Cupid, who's a recovery type. He's coming in with 30k HP, 2.2k attack, and then 2k defense, and obviously plenty of recovery because the game is telling you, hey buddy, he's a healer. Let's take a look at his skills though. Soul Boon Red and then Shield. In case you guys don't know, they've been phasing out Soul Boon Red and Soul Boon Blue, so I wouldn't expect this in the future sometime, and unless they forget about it, I would expect this skill to potentially go away. But what it does is, obviously we can see it says it grants bonus red souls when an enemy drops blue souls from an attack. So when you attack an enemy and there's orbs that come out, Soul Boon Red is supposed to help you get some more red souls. I mean, that's pretty much it. Not really worth like relying on or bringing into battle, in my opinion. Like, why would you do that when you could bring in an actual useful Astromon into battle? And then for his 5-star skill, he has a 3-turn shield proportional to his own max level. This is different from Cupid, well, Dark Cupid's shield, because this one's level based, meaning all level 60 mons have the same shield or the same shield potency. So I do prefer the HP shield, but it depends if, you know, if he can get this shield up every turn, that's a different question, but he probably won't be able to get it up every turn. And I mean, let's take a look at his books. Let's take a look at his books. So Soul Boon Red gets a 30% damage increase. He has a 2.2k attack stat. And then his level-based shield gets a, 25% recovery boost. I mean, he has plenty of recovery already, so the healing on that should be fine. Unless there's some big brain guy out there, I personally don't find him useful. I obviously have him Evo 3 for the Astro Guide, but I wouldn't super evolve him. I'm not sure how relevant he is in Elemental Tower of Chaos because I've never used mine there, but someone out there definitely could have. So if you have any pointers for using Wood Cupid other than the Astro Guide, feel free to leave that in the comments below, but he's just the Astro Guide for me. Alright, and then up next we have Water Cupid, who's also a recovery type, hence, you know, I'm going to go and give you guys a hint. I do believe the Fire one is a recovery type too, so keep that in mind. But the Water one has 30k HP, 2k attack, and then 2.4k defense. Once again, plenty of recovery because that is what he's here to do. He's here to be a healer. But for his 3-star skill, he has Adrenaline, which grants a 100% chance to restore 10% of allies' HP when attacking. And then for his 5-star skill, he has Purification, which grants a 100% chance to cleanse all allies of all negative effects. Okay, so he has the 30k HP pool, meaning his Adrenaline isn't going to be like super duper bad at all. Let's take a look at his books though. So Adrenaline goes up to 15% and it also gets a 25% damage increase, while his Purification gets a 35% recovery up increase, so making the heals more potent. It's not terrible, like I get the Adrenaline part, but the Purification part, unless there's certain areas like maybe Colossus or something like that where you're getting a whole bunch of debuffs put onto your squad, I never really found Purification useful. I felt like in past iterations of the game that Purification had its uses, but right now it doesn't really hit my mind because I go in there, dude, I'm like, either Colossus is going to die or I'm going to die. There's no choice here. But with Elemental Tower of Chaos, I do notice, at least on some levels, some of those mons be doing some dirt nasty stuff to you, man. They just straight up disrespectful. So this could potentially be useful as well, but we also have, what is it, Water Scheherazade, who also has immunity. I believe she has morale boost and immunity. So it's like, even if she's only Evo 2, could I justify bringing him in there when I could just use Evo 2 Water Scheherazade? That's the kind of thing I'm on the fence about. Like, once again, I do have him Evo 3 for the Astro Guide. Is he worth the Super Evolution? Unless you're dipping down in Purification every single day, in my opinion, no. Because you could Super Evolve him and make his Adrenaline a bit more potent, but it doesn't justify his overall use at this point in time. Like, I can't really think of anything PvE wise, and that may just be because I'm too far into the game, and what may be challenging, especially to newer players, I don't remember anymore because I just hit auto and it's over. So once again, clarification for any Water Cupid users, feel free to leave a comment below. If there's no comments, well, the proof is in the pudding. Just Astro Guide that boy. Alright, and then finishing things up here is going to be Fire Cupid, who's also a recovery type, as I stated before. He has 32k HP, 2.1k attack, and then 2k defense. And once again, plenty of recovery. I think the most recovery out of everyone, which kudos to you, Fire Cupid. Let's take a look at his skills though. So for his 3-star skill, he has attack down, which has a 70% chance to reduce the enemy's attack for 1 turn, and then attack up increases allies' attack power for 3 turns. Now obviously with that 1 turn attack down, it's pretty trash, but with books it goes to 2 turn 80%, and it also gets a 15% damage increase, and then his attack up receives a whopping 25% recovery boost, so obviously more potent heals from that recovery boost. Immediately what you guys should be thinking is, okay, not only does he prevent the other Astromon from doing as much damage to my team, but once he gets attack up off, not only is he healing their squad up, but he's boosting their DPS. So depending on what situations that you're in, which mainly his biggest use was for Wood Titan, because he can inflict attack down on the Titan and then heal the squad and boost them up with attack up for damage. But in certain scenarios, if you need that attack down because you're getting like mauled, that's perfectly acceptable in my opinion. And then you hit the squad with the attack up, and hopefully you can get through what you're getting through here. But overall, I mean, he's fine, especially if you're just getting into Titans. Like on my Casualty account, I do use him at this moment in time. But obviously in the future, he gets replaced with bonds like, what is it, Fire Sonunos, and who else? I feel like there's someone else. Let me look real quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Fire Sonunos replaces him because in most compositions there's also the use of Fire Cura over here for her shield. But yeah, so he gets replaced. It doesn't mean that he's useless, but if you're going to Super Evo him, I'm assuming that you're going to commit, or maybe you just like the way that he looks. But for all practicality purposes, I mean, it couldn't hurt if you have these laying around. It's not like it's a downside, you know, if you have other things Super Evo'd already. But yeah, he would eventually be replaced in your Wood Titans team as you progress in the game, which may take you a while. So Super Evolving him may not be a bad idea if you're going to be riding out Cupid for quite a bit of time. So do keep that in mind. But that's pretty much it for the Cupid review, you guys. In my opinion, once again, this is only one man's opinion. Don't take it as fact. But I would say number 1, without a doubt, is going to be Light Cupid. Number 2 is going to be Dark Cupid. Number 3 is going to be Fire. Number 4 is going to be Water. And then number 5 is going to be Wood Cupid. Don't at me on Discord over it. If you have a Light Cupid, you know that dude's banging. If you have a Dark Cupid, you know that he's good. He's good, but like Light Cupid with the right duo, at least in my opinion, is a bit funner to watch and a bit funner to use than Dark Cupid with him just throwing his shield up and being like, we're done. But that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, thank you guys so much for replying to the community post. I hope to do some more of those in the future. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And yep, that's pretty much it. See you.